hosted Manchester City. That was expected to be a drubbing for the Blues, but they showed that they're the real pride of London, getting away with a 1-1 draw. So Man City, in 2 games this season, they have not been able to beat Chelsea. By the way, Chelsea are in the Carabao Cup final this weekend against Liverpool. That should be some very interesting game. But guys, this was Sitso. From a neutral point of view, it must have been a really good game to watch, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a brilliant game to watch, really was. And I like what Chelsea came up with at the Etihad, and I like how Pep Guardiola responded as well. It's what made the game fun. Even though it's a good result for Chelsea on the back of how poor at times they've been. Unfortunately for Poch and Chelsea, I don't think they can win many games playing the way they played. And that's the funny thing about football, because a Chelsea fan will be thinking because they played well against City, then maybe they are back. But they could play this way because they were playing against City. And not many teams play like City. So the same game plan wouldn't work. And the game plan was simple, where Conor Gallagher we know how energetic he is and the grounds that he covers. So he's the one who's keeping an eye on Rodri, who basically is the one who gives City the flow and the rhythm and dictates the tempo of City's game. So his cutting off also applies to Rodri, or when Rodri has the ball, he's hurrying him. And he did a very good job on Rodri. Unfortunately for Pep, because Stones wasn't there, it was Akanji who had to step into midfield alongside Rodri. And Akanji is not the most comfortable player on the ball, so he was very targeted in that space. And Julian Alvarez, who started because maybe Bernardo Silva wasn't fit, as well in those central area struggles, it was easy for Caicedo, Enzo to do what they could do. And what Chelsea were brilliant at is because they've got pace in Jackson, in Sterling, and they've got one of the best. I don't know how to describe this young lad, Cole Palmer, because I think he sees the game in real slow motion, really, because it doesn't matter how much pressure you apply. And I think that also comes from the way he's trained at City, because City players have got a lot of that, the way they press, and he's able to escape the press, still keep a cool head and pick the right pass. So he would go deep, pick the ball.
Deeper than usual.
And that was brilliant, because to escape from the pressure, he was the best player. Not Enzo, not Caicedo are better at that than him. So he was deployed to fall deep, pick the ball, and pick the pass at the right time. So you see him start a lot of the counter-attacking football.
Yeah, he did.
And then he would start
two instances
where he did that.
I think the first one was the one that ended up with Jackson missing
absolutely.
the chance. And the second one was Jackson too, exactly.
Yeah, so that was great tactic by Pochettino. And I thought it was very well executable. Again, it was City, so it would work. But when Pep Guardiola responded, I thought Pochettino maybe folded too early. When he brought on Bernardo Silva to give City a bit more control, we saw how Kevin De Bruyne then could also float around. Yeah. When he took off Cole Palmer, Chelsea now resorted to just sitting deeper and trying to maybe find a way to break. But anytime they got the ball to either Caicedo or Enzo, the quality wasn't the same. Yeah. They were finding the short passes. But somebody to escape the pressure, the press, and then release the ball. Because Nkunku's pace would have been very useful. Yeah. But there wasn't the Palmer then to release him. So that time, Chelsea then were camped in their own half. But I can understand the thinking. When you're leading against City, you want to be careful not to be too expansive because they can punish you. But in the end, at the Etihad, you can't defend against City for that long.
Yeah, I thought that Chalobah change was just unnecessary at the time that it happened. Chelsea became way too deep, and in the end, they paid for it.